I just got back from Walmart to get my basically a month's worth of supplies. I shop pretty well, and it's scarce. Food is scarce. Cleaning products are scarce. A lot of things are scarce. So what this did is it inspired me to make this video on why we need to change our mindset from one of consumption to one of production, which was the original reason I wanted to move to Latin America. It was not for a spicy young Latina math professor, although she actually was the one that encouraged me to come down. But the reason why is because a few books I read encouraged me to do it. And I used to grow a lot of vegetables with my grandparents and my father when I was younger. But the books were 5 Acres in Independence, Possum Living, Walden, and Mother Earth News. The articles in Mother Earth News inspired me to think this way. But the problem is, in the United States, you pretty much have to be independently wealthy to homestead, or even to own a home at this point. Even the concepts outlined in Possum Living, which show you how to gain independence on a 1/4 acre of property, it's pretty difficult because of taxes at this point. It's hard to afford taxes. So that was why I wanted to move to Latin America, and still primarily is. Because I can afford to do that down there and switch my lifestyle from one of consumption to one of production. But the thing is, our economy is basically, it's a false sense of scarcity. It's an illusion of scarcity. And what people need to know is food production, while it's very nice that it's global and we can get anything we want, we don't really need food production to be globalized to get everything we want. With the advent of hydroponics and climate control and things of that nature, we can grow pretty much everything we need in the United States. Now the problem is, the people espousing these concepts of self-sufficiency are usually either crazy hippies or they're crazy rednecks. But the thing is, if we change the societal mindset from one of consumption to one of production, every household would be its own commune. Instead of, hippie communes and militias controlling it, every household would be its own commune. Every household would produce its own goods, and we could move out of this concept of scarcity. But the problem is, another problem, is the fact that, what about technology? A lot of people think you have to give up technology and things like that. It's actually quite the reverse. Technology is what allows us to abandon this scarcity mindset and embrace a concept of productivity. Things like solar panels, things like cell phones, for example. I'm making this video on my cell phone right now. This allows us the ability to do other things. These technologies free us up. Obviously, grow lights, hydroponics, desalination. All of these things allow for us to embrace a lifestyle of productivity. The problem is, because of the capitalist system, it unfortunately has created this mindset of money, 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 money. Okay, so let's go a little further here. Why is this mindset of greed, this mindset of capitalism? This is not what got us where we are. A lot of people like to say that, well, without capitalism we wouldn't have innovation and we wouldn't have the products we have. Not true. A lot of the things like the internet, cell phones, these were created by DARPA, by our Defense Department. And the reason why, and that's completely socialist. NASA was not created by capitalism. NASA was created through public funding. And this is very true, and this is true with a lot of modern innovations. What moved us out of the industrial age and into the space age, the nuclear age, and the age we're at now, where we don't need to embrace scarcity, but we do anyway, what moved us there was public funding. But what caused this, because somebody likes to keep saying, baby boomers, you want to blame the fucking baby boomers, baby boomers, baby boomers. Yes. The concept of greed came about from the baby boomers. What's causing the scarcity at the markets? The scarcity at the markets is not being caused by the coronavirus, not primarily, but it's being caused by greedy baby boomers that are buying up products so that they have them, because our country is polite enough to give old people, baby boomers, the ability to get their stuff first, to get their supplies first, to secure their health and well-being. And what happens is they buy up a lot of the stuff. Now, are supply lines slowed and things like that? Yes, but you still have these people leaving these stores with more than enough stuff and going back every day. Now, the thing is, this concept of me, the baby boomer concept, is best exemplified in the 60s. And a lot of people don't like this because a lot of people want to attack millennials. Why the hell do people think the millennials have the outlook they do? And I was lucky enough that my father was, he'd be 72 if he were still alive. He was born in 46. So I grew up with somebody that was relatively older, generationally speaking. And my grandparents were, of course, older. And my grandparents grew up in an agricultural society. So they understood these things, these concepts of thrift and things of that nature. The problem is with the baby boomer generation and their children, the millennials, and their children, Gen Z, we haven't had scarcity. It's not something we've had. We've had abundance, but we've also had an artificial economy pumped with artificial money that encouraged artificial buying. And it's a debt-based society too. Everything's based on credit. So very few people have learned that you need to curb your consumption. So there's more than, I believe it was Mahatma Gandhi that said, the earth has more than enough for everybody's need, but not everybody's greed. I could be wrong about that, but it is more or less the truth. Plus, with the ability to expand production through modern technology, there is more than enough resources on this earth for everyone. And the thing is, we no longer need to have that scarcity mindset. Now, like I said, unfortunately, one of the best concepts I've seen, aside for a lot of transhumanists used to embrace both nationalism and this concept of futurism, which is not futurism. Like I said, this is nowism. This can happen now if people embrace this new mindset. But the best thing I saw was the Venus Project, and I'm going to leave links to that as well as links to the various inspirations and playlists on hydroponics and stuff like that in the description. And the reason I want to do this, now in the book's case, Walden, the one that was written by Henry David Thoreau, the whole audio book will be available. Now, Henry David Thoreau was a transcendentalist philosopher, an American transcendentalist philosopher that went to the woods, and there was an experiment that he did and built his own house and all that. This has not changed. This is all very doable. What makes it not doable is the false scarcity mindset and the concept of, basically, of capitalism, which was created by greed. It's created by how much can I stuff in my pockets. And a lot of so-called nationalists that embrace concepts of Germany, of the of the Third Reich, they claim, they don't, because the Third Reich was against this. The Third Reich wanted to promote community, small farming, things of this nature, but that's not embraced by a lot of these people, especially on the alt-right. The alt-right has a twisted mindset, primarily due to the baby boomers and the fact that it warped the mindset of Generation X. And you can't hold Gen X responsible for the mindset of the baby boomers that polluted their mindset. And that's all for this video. I hope people do follow my links.